everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So today we're going to talk about how to deal with burnout, and finals is right around the corner. It's the final stretch, so I know that a lot of you might be dealing with some type of burnout. Usually that happens to me around this time. I'm going to talk about 3 different ways that you experience burnout. These 3 things are emotionally, mentally, and physically. Mentally, you may feel overwhelmed, and it's normal at this point in time because it's the final stretch. There's so many things going on, and it's also accumulative. You are also experiencing all of the stress that you felt earlier on in the semester. You've dealt with midterms already, you've dealt with assignments, and now it's like, oh my gosh, this is the final stretch. I feel overwhelmed, The first thing that you should think about is prioritize things that you need to get done in the order in which it should be completed first. So for me, sometimes when I feel like I have so many things to do, I get stuck and I feel like I can't do anything. And so that's the first mental block. The first mental block that you need to basically tackle. And what you need to do is take a step back, take a breather, and think, okay, you know what? This is going to be completed. I have a lot of tasks that I need to complete, but eventually I will complete them. No task is too hard for me to overcome. When you think that a task is not too difficult for you to complete, then you won't feel defeated and you won't feel stuck. We can get stuck doing nothing, but thinking about how much we have to do will not help us propel us forward. So think about what steps you need to take to complete the list that you need to complete, and take it one step at a time. Because when you take it one step at a time, you cross it off your list, it's reinforcing, and it goes back to what I said about making checklists. The next thing that you should do is give yourself credit, because during times like these, I think it's easy for us to feel mentally exhausted and drained and forget about all the hard work that we put in to get to where we are currently. And so when I feel frustrated and feel like giving up, I think about how hard I worked to get to where I am, and I think about how much left I have to run in order to cross the finish line. I already jogged. You guys have already jogged along the way. You guys have already ran throughout the semester, and now it's a matter of crossing the finish line. Sometimes I imagine myself literally crossing the finish line in my mind and feeling this overwhelming sense of relief and joy, and that is the emotional state that I strive to attain, and that in itself motivates me. Sometimes we can feel emotionally exhausted and frustrated and burnt out and sluggish and tired. When I feel sluggish and unmotivated, I stop thinking about the negatives and start focusing on the positive. I stop and think about my blessings. I literally just count all my blessings. I stop and I take a step back and I think, hey, what do I have going for myself that I'm so grateful for, and I count my blessings. When I want to think about my blessings, I also think about what are great characteristics that I embody, and what am I good at? What are my talents? What personality traits make me a great person? And when I think about these positive things, it helps change my mindset and my emotional state and make me a more happier camper and more motivated to continue forward. Because when you are literally sunken by a depressed state or, negative emotions, it's really hard to break that mold and to literally propel yourself forward and mobilize yourself. You literally feel so down. Another thing that I do is think about others. I reflect on those who are less fortunate than me, those who can't afford education, or those who haven't had the opportunity to have education open up for them as a possibility. And so when I think about that, it really truly motivates me to continue forward. I am so appreciative of everything that I have in life, and I am appreciative of the opportunities that I have been given. I also think about all of the pushback and the negativity that a lot of students, particularly students of color and those of lower socioeconomic status, who were discouraged from moving forward and who just felt like the hate was too overwhelming for them to continue forward. And I've spoken to a lot of people who are brilliant and have a lot of potential but did not see that in themselves. And I thank God for this resilience that I have, because ever since I was young, I always believed, there was this part of me that believed in myself. Working out releases, among many things, endorphins. Endorphins are the feel-good hormones that help upregulate positive mood and also help combat depressive states. And there's a lot of research that shows that it actually may serve as a buffer towards depression. It's not a new thing, but it's something that should be repeated, and I think deserves worth mentioning, because I feel like when we feel so overwhelmed with things, we're like, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym, or I don't have time to be active. But make 30 minutes out of your day to move around. It's so good for you. And also, it's a way to relieve aggression and stress. For me, I like to dance, and I love hip-hop because it's so hard-hitting, and the music is like full of bass, and it's just something that I enjoy, and it aligns with my preferences. Do something to take care of yourself. Get a pedicure, go for a massage, go for a run, eat your favorite dessert, draw a portrait, sing a song, dance a routine, create a routine. In order to take care of others, you have to take care of yourself. And I talk a lot about this topic with, doctors, healthcare professionals, mental health professionals, people that work in the healthcare field. And it's really hard to take care of yourself sometimes, and I always have to remind people and remind myself that it's so important to take care of yourself. There are things that we all can do to take care of ourselves, and we just need to take a step back from the chaos and tune in to ourselves and attend to our needs and what your body and mind and emotional states need from you at the moment. I think it's important to realize that the work will get done, the patients will be seen, but if you don't take care of yourself first, the quality of your work, your schoolwork, your vocational work, and the quality of care given to your patients will be compromised. So I think it's super important to take care of yourself and make yourself happy. Do things that make yourself happy, that are not detrimental to your health, of course. And then get back to work. We all need to take a break, and in elementary school, middle school, we had recess, right? We couldn't endure those 8-hour, 7-hour long days without a break. And I think that we as grown-ups need to take a break sometimes and have that recess in the form of things that make you happy and help make you focus on yourself rather than be consumed and overwhelmed by life and things that happen in life. And I think it's also important to remember that we can't avoid burnout. When we try to avoid things, we don't actively deal with them, and then we cannot effectively overcome the issues that we're dealing with in life. So the first thing that you need to do is realize that burnout is inevitable in high stress jobs or in school. It happens in life, it's normal. But the thing that you need to realize is we have to be aware of the inevitability of it, and we have to then realize that we can deal with it effectively if it's brought to our awareness. So don't try to avoid it. It's not helpful to avoid things. When you avoid things, you just bury them under the rug and you forget about them, and then all of these stressors accumulate, and then it becomes a huge ordeal that it seems like it's not able to be worked through. I'm all about prevention rather than remediation, and I think that looking at it in this way will help you deal with the problems that you are faced with in a more effective and efficient manner. So I hope you found my video helpful, and I'm probably going to review some of the suggestions that some of you have left for me to record topics on. They're very helpful, so I will choose one of them and record a video on it. So thank you so much for coming by and tuning into my channel, and I really hope that you found my video helpful. Have a great day. Thanks all.